name was. But imagine that story, but with dogs.
Yeah, like you're running through town, you get surrounded by zombies, and all of a sudden a dog comes up and saves you. I have heard like on Reddit and stuff about taming a dog is like you give them some meat and stuff, and they'll start following you around. I mean, you could add where like you have to feed them and stuff, or they'll die, but you could feed them and just kind of run around with them. Maybe like they bark or something to let you know when a zombie knows you're at them or something like that.
Malco, that was the guy's name who was like, there's a story about him.
Well, dogs
Yeah,
are a
man.
bit of a
And I'm
dead
at Lapis
discussion
thing,
anyway.
Oh, I see the heli.
Yeah. I'm gonna get across your bridge first.
Are you enjoying the bridge?
Yeah.
Some guy's talking about getting to like tennis balls or whatever to throw, and then your dog would chase it.
So we're turning DayZ into 10 dogs now.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty's already doing that, guys.
Well, at least I didn't mention the people that want Pokemon in the game.
Dogs
Yo,
are
Hey,
very
that would
fast
be
for
awesome.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Cool.
The issue I would have with dogs is, again, they would be quite feral at this point, wouldn't they? How are you gonna get them to trust you too? You know, it's not like
That would
Minecraft where you
be.
give them a bone and they're like, "Ooh, I love you now."
Well, no, I mean like what I talked about the meat and stuff. Like I heard stuff when they were about to come out that you could like tame them with giving them like raw meat or something like that, and then they would start trusting you. You'd have to give them.
That would take a
like,
while though. I mean, with a feral cat, it takes 2 weeks, maybe even more, depending on how old they are.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have a bunch of raw meat on you, you could give it to them, and then they would kind of trust you. Like you gain trust over time by giving them food or something. Like dogs could be in a certain area or whatever, and you could gain their trust by giving them food or something like that.
But should that be a 100% success rate? Like if you say you find a ferocious dog and you try to feed it, should it just accept the meat or should it just like try to eat you instead?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it should be like
No.
a 30% chance or something that they'll attack you or something like that.
I don't know.
I have a question about like the canceled release of like pet dogs. Would there be like different type of breeds, or like would you be able to own like multiple?
And there was
There
just
was
one
people-
type of dogs, wasn't there?
I mean,
Nah,
at this
there was
point, it's all
two that were-
hypothetical anyway.
What were the two breeds? I only saw a German Shepherd. What was the second one?
Yeah, there was a brown one as well, a pastor, and well, I think there was two types.
Tactical.
gotta
And you're
have,
able
like-
to own like only one or like multiple?
And we were doing them, you could own about 50 at once at the time.
Wow, you can have like go
That'd
to
be
town with
awesome.
like an entire platoon of dogs behind you.
Like
But
50 of
like I
them
say,
would
they
show
didn't
up
do
there.
nothing, so it wasn't really worth having the dogs. I don't think there's any mods that make the dogs do anything at the moment.
But Raiders, what happened if you, let's say you had 50 dogs and you died as a player, what would happen to the dogs?
Again, back when it was development, so they run back to the player. So
That would've been
50
awesome.
dogs run from one side of Northwest Airfield all the way back down to the beach.
That would look awesome though.
I mean, I would say not 50 dogs, but like limit it to like 2 or something, and then do like if you died, they would kind of like go back to where they spawned or just disappear, I guess, and you can like find them again. Like have that great love story where you're running throughout the forest and you find that dog that used to be your companion.
Just make them go ferocious again.
That was definitely the idea with the dogs, but to be honest, like I say, it was whether it was worth the amount of time and effort then to do dogs for what they did. To be honest, they didn't really do anything, and we know. No, it doesn't matter. We it, it's whether it's worth it to us to be able to put someone onto the dogs with all the other changes and all the other bits and bobs that we're doing. I know it doesn't seem like much to you guys, but when we're doing them, it's actually quite a lot. Just to change the little things in the game, like breaking your leg, running into a tree and breaking your leg. Again, we've stopped that, but no one's actually noticed that at all.
I have
There's
a
a lot of
question.
systems that have been changed and stopped that no one's actually notices. Yeah, go
I forgot my question.
on.
No, we appreciate it, Razor man. Don't worry, we're happy.
So
Hey,
some
Maldo,
guy
are you
in
still around?
chat's
Yeah.
mentioning like a jihad
Alright, I
bomb
sent you
where
the.
you could
I
get
know.
a bomb and put it on your chest and then blow up.
I can see that not going well.
Damn it, I
No,
forgot
why
it.
would you do that?
I don't know. That'd be another one that would
I
be
think
really
naming
funny
it's
to
probably
have.
not a good idea as well. I suppose if people complain about the holy book being called the Bible,
Yeah.
I think
Well,
calling
that's
a
stupid that they
suicide bomb a
complained.
jihad
I hate
bomb
people
will not go
complaining
down.
that.
Remember the video you showed me, Seven, of the fire station?
Oh, I see a really good idea in chat. Someone mentioned like if you die and you have a dog on you, they just kind of sit by your dead body and they sit there either until you come back or they just like sit there and if they get hungry they'll start eating you and then they'll just kind of go off.
Hey,
Oh.
that'd be really good ideas. Yeah, that'd be really
So
good ideas if we
sad.
planned on bringing dogs back, but I don't think we do just now.
So is this open 11?
It's actually
No.
open stream 11, actually.
No.
There's a live stream of like 70 people watching this channel, so.
Oh, shut up, Alpha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some guys talking about like cosmetic items, like instead of just having like tin cans being useless, have like money or other stuff like that, just kind of as
Well,
extra.
tin cans are actually pretty useful though.
Well,
Lipstick.
yeah,
we-
but he's talking about like money and
Yeah,
other
he's on
stuff.
about personal effects and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We
Oh,
we have looked at this. We are looking at this, I should say, to have Z infected to have more of a uh, personal information on them. So maybe wallet, pictures, money, things like that on the player. Because we presume obviously the infected would be normal humans that have been infected, so they would have some sort of trash loot on them as it is. So yeah, we are looking at.
okay. I have a question. Will the pathfinding ever be fixed? Because, you know, I saw some footage of like the standalone, and like, I think Rocket said like it's near being done. It's still in development, and it was still good, but like, will it ever be in like the actual mod?
I can't really answer much about this standalone to be fair. For the mods, I don't think we're ever going to fix pathing issues fully. No, we will get round certain issues like we have in the past and we have done for 0.7. But for every issue we get round, we create new issues that go with it. So we're never going to be able to fix it because it is engine side.
Oh.
Dean will have more control over it than we can because obviously he's got source access, he's got developer access. But I can't really give any information of what's being done on it or what's not being done on it.
I would like to get this out though. I am right in saying that the zigzagging is fixable.
We can bring it down to a massive degree, yes. So they can run in a straight line, but the amount of complaints that we did when we did that is unbelievable. So we put the zigzagging back. If you try getting a Z now, get him to aggro you about 300 meters away, you'll actually see him run in a straight line. It's only when he gets to within about 100 meters, 150 meters, he starts doing the zigzagging, and that's where they
Yeah.
start running for cover. They're trying to go for cover all the time. Now we can change the behaviour to a certain degree and get them to run straight, but it causes so many issues trying to get them to do that continuously. Not to the amount of people that complained about it when they were testing it back in 0.51, I think it was, when we first brought it in.
Yeah,
Out
I just
of
wanted to mention that on the
curiosity, what
stream
kind
because
of
I found that as a
0.51,
shock.
God.
That was a bit of a clusterfuck there.
That was.
I know.
In chat, I see someone talking. He is saying about like tents and being
How they
able
shine.
to add extra things to the tents to make them not so easily seen from far away or from helis up and stuff because their color is different from like the trees around it and stuff. Is there any way you could implement something that you can like put on the tent or around the tent or something that can
Got
conceal
like
it?
camo nets.
Yeah, well, from him flying over the camo nets in that heli during the stream, you can. I saw that you can see through the camo thing like really easily. He just flew over it and I could see straight through the ground and see like one or two specks of the camo.
Yeah, it's not something we can fix now.
I have a question.
There is an underlying issue with that, and I don't want to go into it because it leads to other exploits, so I'm not interested in.
And someone just added in do like at least like different colored tents, have like camo tents and stuff.
Again, they're all perfectly fine. We can do those. We can bring as many tents in as people want. The issue is having someone do the tents, getting the tents done. They have to be modelled, they have to be skinned, they have to be textured, all that. So we still need people to be able to texture. If someone comes to us with a load of textured tents and say, here's a load of skins that have been pre-textured, no problem, we'll get them added.
And
I
then
think we're going to clip that bit out of the video and put that on Reddit, because I think that'd be something that a few people would be interested in. I think would benefit the mod pretty well if, you know, their team are interested in implementing.
Well, yeah, models are always welcome. We're not really worried about models. If someone can model or texture, yeah, they're more than welcome all the time.
And someone, I know you guys took out the radio out of DayZ, but someone mentioned in chat about like a radio, and there'd be like kind of different frequencies for like you could maybe hear like a distress call from like a crash tele or something if you're close or something like that.
We actually have another idea with the radios that we're going to start looking at implementing. So I don't want to go into much more detail on that just now, because that will be something that we're looking at. I know the coders have been messing around with a radio system for a while.
And I kept hearing these things on Reddit about the DayZ like radio thing. Like as in like you can create your own radio stations and tune in and like listen to music and stuff. Like
Oh, that's for standalone, yeah. Standalone's going to have a radio system that you can tune into, so you can hear live broadcasts. I believe it is. I think there's a post on the forums about it.
yeah, but like what do you have to do to like make your own station for yourself? Like
I
mean
you.
like
I could not tell you. I don't really know at the moment.
I have a question about tents. Will the whole like tent system be improved, like for it being saved and stuff?
Somebody else fly, I'm gonna moderate.
What do you mean
Okay.
by
Well, so I can just do that. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, I've been flying for ages. So.
So I. Okay,
That's
I'll do
why.
it.
Yeah, sorry, Storm. Go on. What was that? What do you mean by saving? I'm not seeing any issue with saving.
Well, like I mean, like it's the tents. Like you could save it, and you know that does work, but there's still the chance where like you will still lose your tent. Like today, earlier I lost like about 2 tents, and they were saved. Like, yeah, they were saved, but it was just random. But like, do you think the tents will ever be perfected about like, or near perfected about being like saved and like non-glitchy and stuff?
Well, obviously they just haven't spawned back in. So when the server's been restarted, they haven't spawned back in.
That, and they also disappear if you don't access them for a certain amount of time. I think it's 7 days, is it?
Yeah, if they get deleted after 7 days if you don't access them. They get deleted after 14 days if your character has died, I think it is. I'd have to double check that one, depending on whether you're on a private or official.
I don't
They
think.
get deleted if they've got empty inventories, and there is a chance that they may not spawn back in on a server restart. Could be 100 different reasons, like someone's parked, something else, or a vehicle's moved, or an object on the map slightly moved that stops it respawning.
Well, like, will it ever like? Is it still being worked on, like the glitches for the tent and stuff?
Well, the object spawn system's always being worked on. There's always something we're doing on the object spawn system. We have to improve it massively all the time, but we still have limits in the system. We still have to be able to spawn things safely in the system. And one of the massive issues we've got is we tried to fix last time was the putting trees in tents in trees and objects. This actually causes a lot of problems that people are not seeing. Yeah, great, you can spawn a tent in a set of logs, but how much of effect does that have on objects that spawn after it? Because obviously, if it's trying to spawn that object, it's moving along the system. As it spawns that one, it's moving into a new system to check all the layout. Now, if that system's actually fails, it may actually fail something after that as well, which is a lot of problems that we've got with the object spawn system. But if we slow the system down, it also means you can't log in. It takes longer for you to log in. Obviously, if it takes longer for you to log in, how many new posts do we get about why is it taking so long to log in?